Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
Welcome to Atheist Sunday School.
Welcome to the show.
How's everyone going?
You guys doing all right there?
How's everyone going?
Yeah. It's like how's everyone's day going?
Okay.
But shorter.
All right, shut up. All right. So, do we have any announcements before we get into the holy babble?
Next week, this week technically, I'm going to go to Fermilab.
Yeah, that's true.
And do the filming for that. So it's coming around this month. We'll have a video, probably for our special. Oh yeah. Did you release the Aaron Ra video?
We have an interview with Aaron Ra coming out on Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
I think those are all of our...
Well, we're still talking about getting a group together for some day during the week, and we're still voting on it. We'd like your vote.
Yeah, some sort of discussion group.
Yeah. So for the local people who are interested, let us know more.
Definitely.
We want to get a confirmed date so we could talk more about that.
Yeah. All right. So today we're doing chapters 18, 19, and 20.
Oh, and it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yes it is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
finally time for the two horrible cities that everyone knows so much about in the first few chapters.
Everybody loves Sodom and Gomorrah.
Everybody.
We already had an intro to them before.
About the cities, yeah.
Yeah, and about when they were fighting the kings, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they were
and everything
vain
about
and
them
materialistic before. They tried to buy off Abraham and offer him gifts for
saving
them. Yeah.
Yeah, what a bunch of jerks.
Yeah,
Don't
what
save
jerks.
us.
Those terrible people.
Yeah, so far the Sodomites have been pretty alright, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't talked much about Gomorrah yet, though.
It hasn't even popped up.
Yeah.
But that apparently has, cesspools and stuff, so.
You know, Port Royal in Jamaica, that was every time a preacher went down there, he was like, man, this is like Sodom. They always compared it to Sodom. It was the Sodom of that century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's the Sodom of this century?
LA.
I guess.
Oh, wow. No, guys. Be honest. It's Somalia. Or Syria.
Those aren't cities.
They are, basically.
Syria is a city.
How many cities are in Syria? I don't
A
know.
lot!
Wow, that's...
Yeah, it's a country.
I've heard a lot of, the Aleppo thing with the controversy
Aleppo
there.
is
one of them, and what's his name didn't know about it.
Yes,
so.
I agree. Milwaukee is the modern Sodom.
Milwaukee's...
We have major heroin problems here, actually.
We really do. It's
and
gotten bigger
we're
in the past
in the
few
top
years.
5 problems with human trafficking in the nation
Are we
too.
really?
Yeah.
shit.
Jeez, I'm
Yeah.
so glad I'm uninformed about the stuff that happens in our neighborhoods.
I mean, I know most of the cities, of the 10 drunkest cities in the U.S., Wisconsin has how many of them? 5 or 6?
Or number 5.
Yeah.
We're number 5?
We're number 5, number 6, number 8, I think number either 11 and 12. I think we're there's 14 of the top 25 drunken cities, most drunken cities by city.
It's all
Includes Kenosha, includes Glendale. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, well,
Green Bay.
Milwaukee
Drink too
has
much.
more bars per capita than anywhere else.
It
Anywhere else.
It also
more
has
bars
more
than trees.
It also has more churches than I realized until recently, when we went on those
church runs.
church runs, which is
yeah.
ridiculous. I found we have almost as many churches as we have baseball fields,
And our local
and we have an
churches are really
overabundance
nice
of baseball
too.
fields, by the way.
Our
They're
local
nice.
churches are really nice. It's almost impossible to starve to death in Milwaukee.
Woo.
If you need food,
Yeah.
the churches give out free food. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. So,
All right.
Anyway,
I
so
think
All right.
we
can
got to
dive
get on
in.
with the chapter today.
Yeah. We can dive into this.
Excellent.
All right, chapter 18 of Genesis. This is the King James Version. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground.
Interesting. So 3 dudes just sitting there.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Who are these 3 guys?
And said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant.
So some guy's dying, I think. And
Wait, what?
he's asking him not, he doesn't want him to die? Is that it?
No.
What is he saying here then with the pass
Not
not
away.
away? Yeah.
Pass not away, like, don't ignore my words, don't leave, something like that. Pay attention.
I pray thee from thy servant. Okay, so he's just begging for the Lord to stay around. Okay. So who are the guys though? Okay.
Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will
Who's
fetch
talking here?
the
It sounds like it's Abraham, because he ran out.
the Lord appeared unto him. Yeah, I guess it's Abraham.
Because the last time...
Right, we were talking about circumcision. This is something new.
Okay, yeah.
Man, they gotta get better transitions.
Okay, it says, And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said. So he's like, while you're here, let me like adorn you with gifts and food and like give you a bath.
Okay.
That's...
He offers the Lord a place to wash his feet, right?
Is that what's going on?
Are you sure?
Wash your feet, right?
So, yeah, he's still talking to the Lord. That's so weird.
So why does the Lord have to... Presumably this is actually God in the physical form now.
Right.
And he's appearing to Abraham.
That or God is just feet. So far, he has walked, and I have not seen him do anything else.
Anything other than walk and
And talk.
Yeah.
He could be a floating mouth and a pair of feet.
All right, the picture's coming together. All
Yes, we're getting what God looks like now, guys.
Yeah.
And I will... And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of a fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth.
So he was talking to the 3 dudes then.
Yeah.
Okay, we still don't know who the 3 dudes are, but all right. They're just 3 random dudes that appeared.
Maybe the 3 men stood by him, so maybe these are 3 other people who were in the tent with him, who are witnessing it, to give more credibility to his claim when he goes to Sarah.
Maybe he's talking to
Well, it
both
seemed
God
like he was
and the
surprised
3
by
men.
it.
Because I don't see why he would ask God to wash his feet.
No.
I'm still confused.
Stood by him. and
Okay,
when he saw them,
he ran to meet them. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe these are just like angels or something.
Because, it seems like God's done being appeared pretty quickly after he appeared in that first statement.
Or
Strange.
maybe these are like some other kind of representatives of God, like presuming that God is an alien theory, right?
Man.
You could have these as
The
like
ambassadors.
an away team that beams down and interacts with the people. Okay.
I'm still not getting the wash the feet thing.
Make
doesn't-
yourself comfortable,
people
I
show
guess.
up, yeah.
Maybe it's like an aphorism, like take off your coat and stay a while.
Or, make yourself at home, take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah?
Yeah,
I suppose. Wash your
maybe.
feet. It could be an aphorism.
Well, if you're walking in the desert all day, you probably have sand and
Yeah.
toes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grime. It has existed for a while now.
All right.
Thanks
And-
for that, Chris.
And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat.
Okay.
So they feed him.
Yeah, they feed him.
Right. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And
Behold,
Yeah.
in the tent.
And he
right.
said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of woman. She's already gone through menopause.
Didn't God give her the gift of being able to have kids again?
Maybe this is like going more in depth into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, After I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord, being old also?
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Shall she have pleasure being super old?
Yeah, that's a pretty effed
You
up
know what?
question.
I hope she does.
I
hope she does.
Oh, man.
Good for her.
I hope.
She's
I really
pretty
hope
much
she
like,
does.
God, do I still get my rocks off even though my body's falling apart?
Yeah.
Yes? Oh,
Good.
hooray.
Is anything too hard for the Lord?
This doesn't get better from here, does it?
That's beautiful.
Please get me off, God.
Is at the time appointed I will return unto thee, according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh. And the men rose up from thence, and looked toward Sodom. And Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham the thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him.
All right, where did we stop? Spoken of him?
Here.
Okay. So that's a lot to go over there.
So-
Sarah laughed at God, but
Well,
said she didn't.
Didn't
That's what I'm getting out of that. Am I right?
Yeah.
Didn't Abraham also laugh when
Yeah.
when
Which
he got
is
his-
why Isaac is named Isaac, because it means
Right.
laughter.
Right, okay.
Right.
Hilarious.
Now,
so
I
she's
think-
still laughing at God. That's funny.
After all this.
After
Probably at
all
his
this.
tiny dick.
Yeah.
Well,
Poor Abraham.
you know,
After the circumcision. No, the circumcision hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it did.
No, Isaac hasn't been born yet.
Oh, so Isaac, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Abraham hasn't gotten the vision, and he hasn't circumcised himself and his son.
No, he did circumcise himself though.
Did-
Yeah, remember in the last
yeah,
chapter that
yeah,
we went
he
over?
definitely did.
Everyone in the house was circumcised.
This is Sarah.
And his other son.
Sarah was supposed to bear many children later. This is just covering that, I think. And then it's talking about them going
Okay, so
to
no,
Sodom
yeah,
or Gomorrah.
this is
or
after
Gomorrah
the
now.
circumcision.
Yeah, so
And
this is-
God is speaking to Abraham and basically saying, look, you're going to be in charge of a lot of stuff, so I'm going to have to start filling you in.
and giving you more kids.
And information.
With kids.
Yeah, with kids. More kids.
Well, it'd be really nice if he did that nowadays, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need more people.
No, we don't. We don't need more people. It would be terrible.
God's blessing.
Actually,
God's
the blessing
is a horrible curse.
the blessing
agree.
completely backfired.
Yeah.
We screwed up.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. and if not, I will know.
So this is the Lord saying that?
Yeah, God's
Okay.
saying that people are crying out for help from God in Sodom and Gomorrah, and there's a lot of sin going on.
Oh no.
You know, it's he said that he would go down there.
Yeah, he's going down.
Okay. So is he the angel that goes down, or are we gonna find out?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
I swear, God's been in person like 3 times and then just left.
I mean, it's God.
Right after
he
that.
He can do that, I guess.
Yeah, but it's getting annoying because I don't understand why he shows up if he's just gonna leave in a second. He gets like a sentence of being there, and
Yeah.
then he goes
Yeah.
like puts on his sunglasses and walks away from an explosion or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with God recently, but
He's a cool dude.
he just shows up and leaves.
He's a cool dude.
He's got a lot of abandonment issues with his own creation.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Jesus.
And the
Lord
men
Jesus.
And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shalt not the judge of all the earth do right?
Okay.
So he's like judging God right now.
He is
Isn't
questioning his judgment.
Isn't he just saying like there are probably 50 just people here?
Well, he's
No, he's
saying,
what if?
supposing that
There could be.
there's even 50 people in there who are good people,
Right.
and are you still going to destroy everyone? I mean, what about those people? Right?
So he's gonna be like, go in there and get Lot and his daughters out. Thanks. I'm guessing.
And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. So he is referring to himself as but dust and ashes.
I am, but
Dust in the wind.
yeah.
All we are is dust in the wind.
Holy shit.
Original.
Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, If I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it.
Okay.
And he spake unto him yet again, and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I shall not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall be 30 and be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there.
Hold on.
He's just leading
I
God
got-
down this rabbit hole, and
yes.
God has no idea. He's totally oblivious to this.
Yeah,
This
he's
is-
never encountered the Socratic
This is-
method before.
This is just bargaining. This is the first real pleading with God. Okay, so what about 25 people? Okay, let's talk it down to me.
Yeah.
What if I'm in the city? Could you not blow it up if I'm
This-
there?
Well, there is like the Jewish stereotype
Yeah,
that
there
comes
was
to mind, where it's like, hey, you know, I got a family, and I gotta keep them fed. Look, I can do 30. Can you do 30 for me?
It started off as a New Yorker accent, but then
It just
ended
got
with
worse.
it ended up
Even
with
your
a Jewish
accents today are terrible.
I don't need good accents.
He's just gotten it all wrong today. He's tried French.
Well, yeehaw! I'm from Canada.
Yes.
Oh my God,
There,
please
see,
die.
he's just got it all wrong. Anyways,
Please die, Ruben.
good. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeehaw.
All right, so he's done. That's some good special playing.
And he said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake.
God.
And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I shall speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake.
Oh man, hold on. So, I think God's just going along with this because he's omniscient and he knows there's only like 3 good people in the whole city.
He could just.
He could
to
say,
the
yeah,
chase.
sure. No, well, he's he's Noah's, or not Noah, Abraham's bro.
Yeah.
So he's just indulging him. He's
He
like,
just
yeah, sure,
showed
10,
up to eat
whatever.
and drink and party with
Yeah,
Abraham,
that's
basically. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. So,
Oh man, are we doing?
so that was the first
Yeah,
time
we're
anyone
all
ever
three of
second-guessed God.
Yeah. And
Really?
and that's why he was like, oh, don't be angry here. Calm down, God.
Yeah.
Calm down, buddy.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, if I question this guy, maybe he'll just blip me and everything else out of existence, right? So,
Pretty intense character you've been dealing with, yeah.
Yeah, just a
yeah,
bit.
it's got to be really intimidating.
He's got some serious rage issues.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, here's those angels.
All right, chapter 19.
Yep.
And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways.
All right, so I'm not liking this wash your feet nonsense all the time. Now, this is the second time. If this keeps coming up, we're gonna have to attend to what this means.
Hey, come inside, wash your feet.
Yeah, it seems to come up a lot. All right, if it keeps coming
All
up,
right.
Here, come inside. Pick your nose.
yeah, whatever. That's,
And they said,
this is vulgar. They got a foot fetish or something. They're weird. Anyways, keep going.
okay, Chris. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread. And they did eat. This is the first time unleavened bread shows up.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to point out that obviously there are the obvious parallels between 18 and 19. The whole wash your feet thing, the whole feeding them thing.
Mhm.
Your guests. So this is obviously a point the author wants to stress.
Well, it could just be a poetic device.
just
We
said
remember
that.
this is all written down to be
That's
sung.
not what you said.
I said
No, you didn't. You said you had enough of the wash your feet thing. You did not point out that it was actually that there was actually something to the parallel.
there's something. What? You didn't say anything. You just said
did.
there.
It's a point
Well-
that the author wanted to stress.
No, it
Yeah.
could just be a poetic
Wow.
device. We remember that the Torah comes from an oral tradition and that
Yep.
it's written down in a specific way where you're meant to chant it. So this could just be like a return to that in a similar melody. Or it could be a different melody with the same lyrics in order to imply a different tone. Right?
Oh yeah, if you're looking at it from song structure, I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the angels were chilling out in the street, and now they're having some bread.
It's like that episode from the new Wacky Races when they force him to eat.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, at the Italian
basically.
village.
Yeah, he's just like, no, I insist. Come into my house and eat my food.
Yeah, it's like,
this is like all Jewish grandparents.
or actually, I think it's just generic for Slavic grandparents or Polish as well, because my grandparents were like that. They make you eat. It's weird.
Yeah, it might just be a Russian thing too, because I
Yeah.
know my grandparents and my parents are always like giving people food and stuff when they come
yeah,
over.
they always
I
did
think
that.
a lot of cultures do
I
that.
guess.
Yeah.
But there are also cultures that are the other way around. Like Richard said, he comes from what is it? Not Laos. Is he Laos? Is that what Richard is?
Hmong?
Hmong. There you go. Yeah.
He's Hmong, and the people who are Hmong are from Laos.
There you go. Thanks. Anyways, good point. They don't have their own official country though. But yeah, their culture was like, take food from us. Go ahead. If you come over, you're expected to just take whatever you want and make it for yourself. It's kind of weird. Like every single one of Richard's relatives' houses I've seen was like that.
So I think there's I forget what tradition it is. I don't know if it's Irish or Scottish, but during like Christmas or something, the first person to get to the house, the first guest to get to the house, has to bring food.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So that's a taking tradition. It's like you have to give us
fucking
stuff.
give us food.
Wow.
If you don't, you're an asshole.
Well, in Japan, it's considered rude not to bring a gift when you go over to someone's house.
Here, a pointless trinket.
Yeah,
Right.
usually you can be like, "Here, I brought you a candy bar."
Wow.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I should invite you guys
Do you have the receipt?
over more often with that expectation in mind.
Yeah, I'll just invite people to my house all the time, and I'll never go shopping.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Let's go to Japan.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
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 Perhaps.
All right. But before they laid down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed around the house, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. So they're like, we want to have sex with these angels.
Yeah. Just so some new guys in town.
I
They
remember.
wanna-
Even the men.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All of the men and the women.
Yeah.
So like, we had that skit in the Holy Shit episode about that, where I was one of the guys, just like, yeah, those angels were hot.
Yeah.
That was a fun skit.
Yeah.
I still think your best part in that it was what was it? Oh no, I've lost my dick and balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best line ever.
That was a good line.
Did it with so much conviction.
It's probably because it's true.
No,
He is.
I'm just a really good actor.
Joseph did
All right.
some typecasting.
Oh, for sure.
And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
So, he's like,
Don't-
ravaged
don't-
my girls.
Yeah, don't rape these angels. Here are my daughters,
Yeah.
which is perfectly fine for
Yeah.
you to do whatever with.
Yeah.
But these angels,
Yeah.
no, that's a sin.
Yeah.
But he justifies it by saying that they're guests in his house.
Yeah.
Right? So any guest is more important than your daughters. That's what you learn from this lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And daughters can casually be given as rape tokens when necessary.
And-
Apparently.
yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
If you want to give your daughter away as a sex slave
terrible.
to an angry mob of sodomites.
Yes, that's
You
fine.
better damn well make sure you have guests over.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
These are the
Okay.
worst people. No wonder none of them get to live.
But he's apparently the good guy.
good guy.
He's the good guy.
No. No.
He's just less bad than
He's just less bad than everyone else. He's not a good guy. He's just like, God's neutral about him. We can let him live, I
And-
guess.
Oh, there are pictures in here.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are pictures in here.
This is a family Bible.
Oh shit. Oh, there's some good pictures. Go
Yeah,
on.
maybe
Yeah.
we should scan those
You will
in.
never see those.
Oh,
You
That's not
will
true.
never see
Yeah,
those.
when we get
for only
So nice.
$99.99, you too can see what's in this book.
Yeah, if you pay us a ridiculous sum of money.
We're not going to tell you how to get this book or where you can find it, but we'll accept money for that.
Hey guys,
No.
make sure you leave a like on the video before
Oh.
you go anywhere,
That's right. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Anyways.
because we really appreciate that.
And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. So everyone was at the door. If you're like a little kid, or if you're like a huge burly hunter, no, you're all blind now.
Or to some extent.
Yeah.
I think
They just came in.
in this instance, I think particularly I mean that they were dazed or blinded.
Yeah.
Some people probably had real nerve damage. And it
An
was
angel just smote them.
Yeah.
Okay, they basically cast a light spell.
Yes, with a cone. Because
Cone of light.
Cone of light. It's literally cone of light because it
Yeah.
has a range that does more damage based on how close you are. Some
That,
people,
or they literally blinded them.
it was a bright light, regardless. The point is a bright light's brighter closer than it is farther away.
Well,
and some
yeah.
people were more blind
It could
than others.
be that they revealed the divine light, like you know in Stephen King's It,
Yes.
how he has the deadlights, and if you look into it,
You go nuts.
you go nuts.
Or like with the divine light from the Ark of the Covenant, you melt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are problems with looking at light.
So they can
apparently.
just be like, this magic light makes you all blind. Boom.
I feel like they just looked at the sun. Those guys are really dumb.
I don't think so.
This
No, they're
sodomites are
literally
so dumb.
breaking into this house.
They are.
Right?
Yeah, the sun.
And
is
these
visible
angels,
through-
it's
in
like
the
an
house.
action scene. This is the first
Yeah.
action scene in the Bible,
you're right.
right? Because these angels
Wow,
like
killing.
grab them, pull them back in, and then they shut the door. Then they break through the door and they're just like, psh.
Well, you're right. It's described as an action scene, not to say other things couldn't be described as an
Yeah,
action scene.
but this is just like straight up. If you were writing a script,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Or you could just shorten it by saying, like, angry mob does angry mob things.
Yeah.
What chapter did we start on today?
18.
Jeez.
We're doing 18, 19, and 20.
Oh, man. Well, that's pretty far.
That's fine.
All right, let's go.
And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides, son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place.
His name's Up.
His name's Up.
I mean, one guy's name's Lot. So these are the most basic names for this conversation.
So,
Lot
hold
and
on.
Up are talking right now.
Yes, I understand. So let me get this straight. His daughters, at least one of them has a husband,
Yeah.
but still a virgin.
Yep.
I guess.
Well, because their marriages are pre-planned out, right? So they're assigned marriages, presumably for family ties between clans. And then you would be married to someone probably and not see them for decades,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So it also would probably be that after she completes her first menstruation that they would ship her off to the husband.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's to
But
say
he was
that
there in the
she
house, though,
hasn't.
wasn't he?
Yeah, but maybe it's to say that she hasn't bled yet, because virgins refer to young women. The further back in history you go, and so when you say virgin, like the Virgin Mary, that could refer to a girl who hasn't gone through puberty yet and hasn't begun menstruation, hence the miracle. It's not so much that they haven't had sex yet.
Okay.
Because they didn't have any means of contraception, so if you had
Right.
sex, that meant you would have kids anyway.
This world sucks.
Yeah.
Your gift is to have kids and you don't have a choice. It's a shit gift and you have to use it.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
For the Lord will destroy this city, but he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the antiquity of the city.
And then behind us, you can see this. What's happening to the city.
Yeah, that's
If you
the
move a
destruction.
little bit out of the way.
Woo!
And yeah, there you go. Good job, guys.
I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, there
Doing
you
a
go.
good job. Okay.
Yeah, for a few seconds, we did it. Anyways.
Yeah. Okay, so they're destroying the city. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live.
Hold on. Have there ever been things inside these before?
What?
Parentheses?
Parentheses?
Yeah. Yeah, not quotes, parentheses.
Maybe?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm just pointing that out because it's weird. There's been italics. And
Yeah, plenty
bold
of italics.
And
Grab-
pretzels.
Grab one of the other Bibles and see if there's parentheses in there. I wouldn't expect it to.
And now we wait for Chris. Where is it? Genesis 19.
It's 1920.
1920. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it?
Genesis
That's a
1920.
great year.
It's a great year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made that joke once.
Oh, okay. It's in here.
Ever.
Not in parentheses, but it's in here.
It's in here, but not in parentheses. It's it's got dashes.
It's got dashes.
Yeah. Those long dashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is just meant to imply that this is something that he was like rambling about, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Sorry
Like,
about
it's
that.
a small city, right? So
Yeah.
that'll be okay, right? And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither.
Thither. It's 3 times it's been used.
Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. Okay, so
I have no idea what Zohar means. I'm sure it has some significance.
Sounds like Zohan, which was a bad movie.
You know, I never saw it,
Good.
but
Okay.
it looked good from the previous.
I know. You'd be very disappointed.
Oh, man.
I know. It's a huge letdown.
Okay. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. When did he go to Gomorrah? Okay, so 2 angels come into Sodom.
Yes.
The other angel had to have gone to Gomorrah. And presumably that angel went to Gomorrah with God, because
Right.
God
God
didn't come
said-
with these 2 angels.
Yeah, and God said he was going to come down. But he only said he was going to come down to Sodom, right? Or did he say Gomorrah too?
He said Sodom. He said he was going to Sodom, but I guess he went to Gomorrah instead. And we get totally left out of that cool adventure.
Well, no. Well, right here it says that he says their sin, both the city's sin is so great that he will rain down on them.
Okay.
So
He says he's going to
here's
punish both of them, but he doesn't specifically
he says
say that
Gomorrah,
he's going.
He says both right here. It was so grievous, Sodom and Gomorrah is so
Yes,
grievous.
he mentioned
He will
both
go
sides.
down and see they have all together according blah blah blah. Yeah, he's gonna
Okay,
destroy
so-
both of them,
so
dude.
the- He's gonna
Okay,
destroy
so but we don't have any record of him going to Gomorrah.
The thing is I think they were close by cities.
Well, yeah.
So you
I
could
think
see
so.
one getting destroyed from the other potentially if brimstone and fire rain down from the heavens. So
That's gonna be like, oh hey, look,
Hey,
that's a problem. That sucks
is
for that
is
city.
that over by where Gomorrah is?
That sucks for that
Oh,
city.
Man,
Man,
So-
I'm so glad we're
But-
not them right now.
Yeah.
So as
But-
far
but-
as we know, they just passed judgment on one based on the other.
No, I think the thing is that there
Well,
wasn't 10 good men among them, and they both got destroyed, and only the 3 or 4 people who were good left.
So for Sodom, we have an account of what Sodom was like. We don't have an account of what Gomorrah was like. We just know it was sinful. So the author possibly wants us to presume that it was pretty much the same thing, I guess.
I bet it was totally
It
different.
was probably totally different.
Well, there are completely different people there. You can't assume one thing based
That's
off of
right.
another city's
That's
practices.
right. I'm sure
Milwaukee
Gomorrah-
is not like Chicago, okay? We're not that bad.
I don't think Chicago's that bad either.
Chicago is pretty bad.
If you live in Chicago, I'm sorry, but everyone in your city sucks at driving.
No.
If you live in Chicago, I hope you make it home safe tonight.
Me too.
Every night.
Pay attention to the road.
It's scary. Milwaukee's so passive.
And if there's somebody in a crosswalk and the car in front of you is waiting for them to cross the street and you honk at them, you're an asshole.
It's true.
Yeah.
Generic. Doesn't
Don't-
matter where you're from.
Don't do that.
Yeah. All right. We gotta blow up Gomorrah.
Okay.
Fire. and
Then the
brimstone.
Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. This first fire and brimstone happens.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
apparently, Noah had some, according to the movie.
Oh yeah, the Noah
The
movie.
Noah movie has him
I
using
think-
brimstone.
I think I was here while you
Sort
guys
of-
were watching
sort
that.
of.
I wasn't watching it with you, but I was here.
Yeah.
I think it was like playing pool or something.
Well, it was a crap copy because it was for copyright reasons. They had to have a little box that was the movie, and then like a moving background. And that moving background just made it very hard to watch.
Right.
So
Yeah. All right. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
So see, yeah, 3 people get out, not 4.
Yeah.
So she
So-
must have been sinful for looking back.
Lot and the daughters. And what the hell happened to the daughter's husband? Did he leave early?
No, he stayed in the city. He thought it was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, why do you get turned to salt for looking at that?
I don't know.
She turned into a pillar
A pillar.
of salt.
Yes. A pillar of salt. There was a picture I found on Google that I could have just used as a background with her being a pillar of salt. But I was like, this is not entertaining enough.
No.
No.
The idea's funny though.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, in Supernatural, they bring up, because they meet God, and they bring up the pillar of salt, and God's like, actually, I didn't do that. And they're like, oh, okay. Because they're just still shocked from meeting God. They're still trying to, comprehend everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a debacle for another day.
I met God. He's not really all that great.
Yeah, I bet not.
Yeah. She became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to
Pretty
the
casual
place.
about how she died there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the place
Yeah,
where
she
he stood
became a
before
pillar
the
of
Lord.
salt. Moving on.
Moving on, never referring to her again.
And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace.
Okay, so he can look
Yeah,
back.
he can look back.
No, that's Abraham. He wakes up in the morning and
Oh, okay.
looks over to Sodom and Gomorrah.
And there's just smoke in the distance.
Yeah. Wow. And it came to pass when God destroyed the cities of the plain that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. So they're going to get him drunk and rape him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if this is like revenge for the fact that he's used his daughters as like sex tokens for a while. Yeah, pawns for a while. Maybe that's pretty crappy revenge and really disgusting.
And the thing is, they're specifically looking to get pregnant because they're talking about getting a seed.
Here's the thing. Until like right about here at chapter 19, all of this was real nice, useful information, maybe for desert-dwelling Jewish tribes or traditions, whatever. Or people. You know, you could find a lot of good advice in here, like snakes are bad and, you know, all that. I haven't learned anything from chapter 19, and I don't think I've learned much from chapter 18. As the book goes on, I'm learning less about what it means to do stuff, and more about really specific things that are vague and don't make a lot of sense.
This isn't vague.
Oh yeah,
this is very explicit.
Fine.
It explains an action scene.
Well, I'm saying that
something that would this entire Sodom and
How
Gomorrah
about
thing
abrupt?
would be a pretty great
I won't
movie.
say vague. I'll say abrupt because it just kills its characters off like willy-nilly. Like, you're a pile of salt now.
It's been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, but it's getting worse as we go on, and it's more random, okay? I'm just saying that things have become progressively less useful as a person reads this for its historical context, and more weird. It's become bizarre.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how this happened, but please continue.
This just seems like a really cute story.
Absurdism.
like an anecdote.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh my. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So he was unconscious.
He was blacked out, yeah.
He was blacked out. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also.
How inbred are they that they think that's okay already? Bible. Right.
That's my only response to that.
Bible.
Yes.
And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were born the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. There's your reference for the desert tribes.
Thanks.
And the
That was
younger,
useful.
Oh, now I know.
and the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ammi. And the same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
All right, so
Okay.
So this is the origin story of these 2 tribes.
Yes. So the 2 tribes. Here's a question: how are these tribes with the other tribes? Are these tribes hated? Are they loved? Or what's the?
that's a great question because
if they are hated,
is Lot a good guy or a bad guy?
no, because here's the thing: if they're hated, then this story would make perfect sense as like a whole slander campaign against them.
Mm-hmm.
But it also isn't because, with the exception of the sexual stuff being handed out
Yeah,
the
they
daughters
said that
and
they were the
sleeping
good
with the
guys.
fathers, other than that, if we got rid of those two parts, everybody was great. They were the ones who got to live. The angels came to them and said, "Hey, this place is gonna get destroyed," and they're the only ones who heeded the warning. So they're the good guys, with the exception of the fact that they're terrible people. They probably should have died with the other terrible people. I'm not sure what they're doing here.
Yeah.
It really seems like Lot's the only good guy here.
Yeah, and Lot's getting dicked over pretty hard in a lot of ways. It's not. I don't want to go over them.
I can't read from here. What does it say?
He basically got roofied.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. By
He
his
got
daughters.
date raped by his daughters.
Classic.
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 Wow, what a great practical joke.
This is like how old book? Forever, 2,000?
It's like
3,000.
7,000 years
old,
old or
whatever.
whatever. Who knows?
It's old.
Its origin
I don't
story
know.
that it's based off of is, well, even older, but I don't know about the Lot story. Anyways, so this ancient tale is hilarious because of that, for sure.
So it's getting Game of Thrones in here.
Yeah.
Man. People are turning into salt. Cities are getting destroyed.
Yeah, let's check that.
People
Chapter
are
20.
sleeping with their
Chapter 20 is
daughters.
pretty
Chapter
short.
20,
Chapter
20
20
is pretty
short.
short. So we're
Alright.
we're a little over 47, actually.
That's fine. We got
fine.
nothing to do.
We got nothing to do.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We could just do the whole Bible.
We're not gonna do the
Today.
whole Bible.
But the thing is let us know in the comments for sure if you'd like to see this go much longer, because
Yeah.
now we have the opportunity to sit down here all day and stare at this wonderful, wonderful book. It'll be hell. But it'll be entertaining, hopefully. That's the point.
Yeah,
So
just let us know, guys.
yeah, we'd
What
love
do
to
you
do,
wanna
we
see?
could do this for like an all-day thing, charity event even,
Yeah.
donate to whoever.
And let us know what time you think we should start too.
Yeah.
Because right now we're doing it 1 p.m. Central.
And that's flexible.
Yeah.
So.
Totally flexible.
Yeah.
All right, let's move
All
on.
right,
to-
chapter 20. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur,
Oh yeah.
and sojourned
And Shur.
in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, "She's my sister." And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, "Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife." But Abimelech had not come near her. He said, "Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, She is my sister? And she herself said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this." And God said unto him in a dream, "Yea, I know that thou didst this with the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her."
Hold on.
He's saying that you can't sin if you don't know what the sin is.
Okay.
So this is where, like,
The problem of evil.
the problem where if you introduce Christianity to new cultures, you've damned them to hell.
You've doomed them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
within
there is that old proverb, with the Inuit
Yeah.
and the missionary that goes up.
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about that.
yeah. Well, the Jewish tradition actually doesn't proselytize at all.
Right.
Probably because
Because
of
that'd be
that.
the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, that'd be the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
Right. Therefore, restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning, and called all his servants, and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham, and said unto him, What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake.
So basically, he was like,
Same thing with Egypt. He didn't learn from his mistake the first time.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, this is perfectly fine. I'm going to damn all you guys because I think you haven't been damned yet.
Yeah.
Damn.
And yet, indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me.
So I want to point out quick that he knew that he was deliberately deceiving Abimelech or something.
Yeah.
Or not? Yeah. He was deliberately deceiving him. He didn't lie, but he knew what he was doing, and he did, and he told us the reason previously. He's in the wrong here.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy in this story.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Right. This is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and manservants and womenservants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So he commands that she have like a veil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to point out is that earlier, Abraham was kind of the mob boss. He was like, it's a nice nation you have here. Be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking mob boss Abraham.
And then basically Abimelech is like, here, take all my stuff.
Take my stuff. Here, roam anywhere you want in my land.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you got God on your side. I'm just screwed.
He's
Take
exactly,
whatever you want.
He's exactly like a mob boss.
Exactly. All right. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. Wow, he made their entire...
Sterile.
He made them sterile until they would comply.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Shit.
He does have the ability to give that gift and take it away.
You know, he could have just as easily appeared to
No,
Abimelech.
it seems the easiest
And
thing for
then-
him to do is to sterilize women or make them super pregnant.
He could just say, hey, I'm God, let these people do what they want. And then you'd be like, okay, and that would be much nicer than deceiving them.
This
Yeah.
is true. It'd be great if he was more straightforward.
Yeah, it just seems like he's had enough of our shit at this point. He's had enough of humans and their shittiness.
So next week, we've got
the Isaac story, birth and the binding of Isaac.
So hold on, 21,
I think.
22, 23? Okay.
yeah.
That's what we have next week. So definitely make sure you guys leave a like on the video. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And check out our website.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Atheists.
We got a forum up there. Feel
Yeah,
free
if you wanna
post
talk
on the
to
whatever
us.
section if you want to talk about whatever with us. And then there's also specific things for
Like
each
new
show,
series
new
and stuff like
shows.
that,
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. So before you stop streaming there, Chris, we also have shirts. We
Yeah.
have great shirts, and you can definitely order one from the website. And then check us out on Patreon. We got some great rewards, and really anything helps, honestly.
yeah.
Anything helps.
Yeah. So, as of right now, we will see you guys next week at 1 p.m. Central. But if if we have enough people telling us they want a different time, we'll do it at a different time.
And we can do it longer.
We can do it longer. Yeah.
However you want it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching.
Yep. Have a good one.